Next, we have again a lengthy passage. Let's quickly go through it. South Korea is one of the most sleep-deprived nations in the on Earth. It also has the highest suicide rate among developed nations, the highest consumption of hard liquor, and the huge number of people on antidepressants. There are historic reasons for these statistics. In just a few decades, the country has gone from being one of the poorest countries on earth to one of the world's most technologically advanced nations. And that's a fact. It's interesting. If you're interested, read about Korea. It also widens considerable soft power with its growing influence on pop culture. All this K dramas that have come up recently, and the bands that have come up recently, people are mad about it. Nations with a similar trajectory, such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE, could tap into their natural resources, but Korea has no such hidden wealth. That's also a fact. They don't have any natural resource, not much of it to speak about. It transformed itself through the sheer dedication of a population driven by a collective nationalism that was pushing them to work harder and faster. The result is that its people are overworked, stressed out, and sleep deprived. So they are in a society where continuously they want to outperform themselves, and nobody is pushing them. It's built into their system, so they keep working. When you work so much, obviously you'll get stressed out, you get burned out, and of course when you want to work so much, your sleep will take second step, because you can't sleep and then work. You sleep a lot and then work a lot also. You have to cut down on your sleep, and that's what the passage says. Let's look at the question. Which of the following statements can be concluded based on the given passage? The South Korean model is not one that the nation should try to emulate. Obviously, we know that there are issues in the model, so could be a valid conclusion. Let's hold it. The cost of development is the health and well-being of the contributing citizens. Once again, a question mark. Because the cost of development, basically, how did the country develop? The country developed based on health and well-being. So they sacrificed all of that and they developed the nation. So that could also be a better argument. We'll come back to that. The South Korean government should ensure that its citizens have more leisure time. Just a leisure time is not enough. Please remember, they are wired, their brain is wired into working. Just saying that take a day off is not enough for them. So C might not be good enough. If C is not good enough, E is also gone, because B and C is is E. D. South Korea's lack of natural resources is its biggest handicap. Now remember, they are never saying that it's the biggest handicap. They just said that they did not have natural resources. That's all. They're not saying that the country is suffering because of it. So this also is not a conclusion. Now we have to choose between A and B, which is the correct option. The South Korean model is not the one that nations should try to emulate, versus the cost of development is the health and well-being of the contributing citizens. Now remember guys, at the end of the day, South Korea went from one of the poorest nations to one of the most successful nations today. So as a country, if a poor country wants to emulate it, they can, provided they understand the learnings or get the learnings from it. What if I tweak their model a little bit and then change and apply to my country? It is possible to get out or not get the negatives that the country South Korea already has. So A, in hindsight, or rather, sorry, not in hindsight, in comparison, I will delete it, because when I'm looking at B and A, I can use that model knowing that there is a problem in the model, so I can rectify that. But that's the reason why A I will reject. Whereas B, basically it's just saying that the development came at a cost, which is the well-being of the people, which is actually true as per the statement, as per the passage. So B is correct for me.